Grand Rising, people. Welcome back to Mel B's Morning Kickstart. All right, I'm a little rusty, so give me 1 second. I can't see my papers, so whatever, whatever last week dropped on your doorstep, we are sweeping it up and tossing it out and starting fresh this week. So today's mission is to reset, refocus, and rise. Period. So let's go. Our affirmation of the day is I release what no longer serves me and rise with renewal purpose. Our word of the day is recalibrate, to adjust or reset something for optional function. Hope everybody had a great week last week and a great weekend. It was the weather has been kind of all over. So hopefully this week will bring a much brighter light into your week and into your life, actually. Our slang word of the day, once again, I still like this one, is standing on all 10. Means you're fully hyped, energized, and operating at your best capacity. All right, on to our news. All right, we have New York. Mayor Adams announces $100 million migrant housing expansion amid budget restraints. In Los Angeles, we have Hollywood braces for post-strike production surge as studios ramp up filming. Chicago police investigate weekend shootings, major calls for community action. Atlanta, Fulton County DA pushes forward with Trump election case despite legal challenges. Houston, the city launches $250 food migration plan again ahead of hurricane season. Washington, D.C., Congress debates $358 billion budget package as shutdown continues. Miami, Hurricane Melissa prompts emergency prep despite no direct threat. Tampa, City Council approves affordable housing initiative amid rising rents. Tarpon Springs, local Greek Heritage Festival draws crowds this past weekend. Milwaukee Bucks unveil new arena upgrades ahead of, for the new NBA season. Jackson, Mississippi, human trafficking bus rescues 6 victims in Jackson during a national operation. Vancouver, city expands overdose prevention sites amid fentanyl crisis. Toronto police investigate a surge in car thefts around GTA. Kingston, Hurricane Melissa upgraded to Category 5, catastrophic flooding expected. Prayers up to Jamaica. Montego Bay, the airport closed as Hurricane Melissa nears. Mass evacuations are underway. Ocho Rios, hotels brace for the impact. Sandbags and shelters have been activated. And Negril, tourists evacuate as Jamaica faces strongest storm in decades. Bahamas, Americans arrested after weapons, cash have been seized from a docked boat in Bimini. Hopefully I said that right. Cayman Islands unveils sweeping immigration reform bill. Public input is open. Nigeria, Tinubu's fiscal reforms praised by Lagos APC as rebuilding Nigeria brick by brick. In Ghana, Ghana police rescue 57 Nigerians in cybercrime and trafficking crackdown. All right, on to the weather. Oh, I need to put my glasses on, y'all. That's stubborn me. All right, New York will be cloudy with a high of 64, light rain expected. LA, sunny, high of 78, and breezy. Chicago, overcast, a high of 58 with a chance of showers. Atlanta, partly cloudy, high of 72. Houston, warm and humid with a high of 84. DC, cool and crisp with a high of 66. Miami, hot and humid, high of 86. Tampa, mostly sunny with a high of 84. Tarpon Springs, sunny with a high of 83. Milwaukee, chilly with a high of 54 with a frost advisory. So they're cold up Midwest. Jackson, Mississippi, cloudy with a high of 72, slight chance of rain. Vancouver, rainy with a high of 58. And Toronto, cloudy with a high of 61. And we already know what's going on in Jamaica. It says Kingston, of course, rain with winds of up to 160 miles per hour. Montego Bay, the storm surges with flooding with winds up to 145 miles per hour. Ocho Rios, heavy rain, high winds, and coastal flooding. And Negril, life-threatening conditions, 30 plus inches of rain. So please send your prayers up to Jamaica, everyone. Bahamas, breezy with a high of 84, and the storm watch is in effect. Cayman Islands, sunny, high of 86, with winds increasing. Nigeria, hot and humid, high of 89, with scattered storms. And Ghana, warm with a high of 86 and partly cloudy. Alrighty, on to sports. There were a lot of games this weekend throughout the NBA and the NFL. So let me try to get those scores for you. All right, in the NFL, we had the Packers versus the Steelers with a final score of 35-25, with the Packers the winner. Broncos versus the Cowboys, the final score was 44-24, Broncos. Colts versus the Titans, the score was 38-14, Colts. Buccaneers versus the Saints, the game score was 23-3, Buccaneers. Jets versus the Bengals, 39-38. The winner was the Jets. Eagles versus the Giants, 38-20, Eagles. Patriots versus the Browns, 32-13, Patriots. Bills versus the Panthers, 30-9, Bills. The Ravens versus the Bears, 30-16, Ravens. Texans versus the 49ers, 26-15, Texans. Dolphins versus the Falcons, 34-10, Dolphins. Chargers versus the Vikings, 37-10, Chargers. And for tonight's game is the Chiefs versus the Commanders. All right, in NBA, we had the Nuggets versus the Suns with 133-111 Nuggets. We had the Grizzlies versus the Pacers, 128-103 Grizzlies. Thunder versus the Hawks, 117-100 Thunder. 76ers versus the Hornets, 125-121 76ers. Bulls versus the Magic, 110 to 98, the Bulls. Spurs versus the Nets, 118 to 107, Spurs. The Pistons versus the Celtics, 119 to 113, Pistons. Cavaliers versus the Bucks, 118 to 113, Cavaliers. The Heat versus the Knicks, 115 to 107, the Heat. The Hornets versus the Wizards, 139 to 113, Hornets. Timberwolves versus the Pacers, 114 to 110, Timberwolves. And we had the Mavericks versus the Raptors, 139 to 129, the Mavericks. In Canadian hockey, we had the Canadians and the Canucks. Final score was 4-3, Canadians. And Jamaica sports, we had football, Team Jamaica edged Team Roma 7-6. All right, that's all for our sports news and weather for today. Now we're going to be on to our daily segment, which of course today is Motivational Monday. So our topic today for Motivational Monday is reset, refocus, and rise. So, all right, let's be real. Life will knock you sideways, drain your energy, and make you question everything you've worked for. But Motivational Monday is your soul's alarm clock. It's time to reset your mind, refocus your energy, and rise with purpose. So reset. Clear out the emotional and mental clutter. This means letting go of guilt, shame, old habits, toxic energy, and anything that's draining your battery. Do a brain dump. Journal it out. Unfollow what's stressing you out. Focus. Lock in on what actually matters. What goals are you chasing this week? Who's in your corner? What's no longer worth your attention? Get laser sharp. Rise. This is your glow up season. Not because everything is perfect, but because you're finally choosing yourself. Rise in your power. Rise in your confidence. Rise because staying stuck just isn't an option. So write down one thing this week you're not going to do anymore, and one thing you're committed to doing daily. Put it on your mirror. Watch how it grows, and watch how your whole vibe shifts. So find you a custom mug or a hoodie that says reset, refocus, and rise. And get in your zone and wear your crown the way you're supposed to. All right, on to our book club segment where we're still reading the 48 Laws of Power, and we're actually on Law 25, which is recreate yourself. Never accept the roles that society and others assign to you. Power comes from crafting your own identity. Don't just evolve, rebuild, reinvent, and rise as your highest version. This law is about strategic reinvention. Whether it's your brand, your lifestyle, or your image, it's yours to define. You're not what happened to you. You're what you decide to become next. So stop waiting on permission to change. If your vibe don't fit anymore, change the playlist. Dress how you want to feel. Speak how you want to be heard. And walk with your future. Walk like your future depends on it, because it does. Update your bio, your business pitch, your wardrobe, something. Make one bold change that reflects the version of you that no matter is playing small. All right, our cause of the day is anxiety. because a lot of things are going on in this world right now. Life is life in. There's things going on the outside that we have no control over, which can give a lot of people anxiety. The things that they read, the things that they're seeing on social media, just life. So anxiety is more than just feeling nervous. It's a real mental health condition that can show up in physical, emotional, and behavioral ways for both adults and children. So anxiety is the body's response to stress. When it becomes constant, overwhelming, or interferes with daily life, it may be an anxiety disorder. So symptoms in adults: constant worry, restlessness or irritability, fatigue or insomnia, racing thoughts, rapid heartbeat or sweating. In children, what to look for: excessive fear of separation or being alone, avoiding school or social functions, frequent stomach aches or headaches, and trouble sleeping or focusing. The cause of these can be genetics or family history, brain chemistry, trauma or past experiences, stressful life situation, finances, relationships, health issues. Children can be getting bullied. This is a sign also of they're having issues at school. So prevention and management: daily movement or exercise, mindfulness or meditation, limit caffeine and screen time before bed, stay connected, talk to someone you trust, professional therapy or medication when needed. And that goes for adults and children. Resources for adults: there's NAMI. It's National Alliance on Mental Illness. That number is 1-800-950-NAMI, NAMI. Anxiety and Depression Association of America can be reached at www.adaa.org. And for children, there's the Child Mind Institute that can be reached online at www.childmind.org. And also there's a youth line for youth at 1-877-968-8491, or you can text teen to the number 2 teen. And that anxiety doesn't mean you're weak. It means your body is asking for peace. So listen to it and respond with love. All right, on to our history segment. Today in history, in 1787, the first of the Federalist Papers, written by Alexander Hamilton, was published in New York's Independent Journal, laying the groundwork for ratifying the U.S. Constitution. In 1904, the New York City subway opened its first underground line, revolutionizing transportation and becoming one of the world's busiest metro systems. In 2018, a tragic mass shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh claimed 11 lives and prompted renewed dialogue about anti-Semitism, and domestic terrorism in the United States. In African American history today, on October 27th, 1975, the first Black U.S. Air Force 4-star General Daniel Chappie James Jr. was promoted to full general, breaking military race barriers. Also, Althea Gibson, the first African American woman to win a Grand Slam title in tennis, was honored this week in 2019 with a statue at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. And as we remember, Clarence Thomas, the second Black U.S. Supreme Court Justice, who was confirmed by the Senate in October 1991. Through his legacy remains controversial. His appointment marks a historic milestone. African American inventors. Norbert Rilowitz, a 19th century chemical engineer, revolutionized sugar processing by inventing the multi-effect evaporator, making refining safer and more efficient. James E. West, co-inventor of the electric microphone, helped create the tech that powers over 90% of microphones used in phones and audio devices today. Lisa Golobter. Why I can't just tongue tie this morning? A computer scientist, played a key role in developing shockwave technology, the basis for streaming video, and also contributed to early animation formats like the GIF. Today, also in our history segment, I would like to introduce a new portion of it. I call back to the roots. It's reconnecting our spirit, our stories, and our sacred power. This segment is where we take it all back to the source, our ancestral truth. Every day, we'll tap into the roots of African spirituality, indigenous belief systems, and sacred traditions from across the diaspora. This won't be a history lesson. It's a spiritual revival. We're reclaiming what was stolen, silenced, and misunderstood. Here we will spotlight original African religions like, excuse me, everyone, I'm learning these words just as you will be just hearing them probably. So all of my African listeners and friends, please correct me if I am wrong. And in the chat, just let me know. Now, I would be trying these words. Y'all know I stumble on words all the time. So, all right. We will spotlight original African religions like Efa, Yoruba spirituality, divine figures such as Oresha, the moral codes of Ma'at from Kemet, ancestral reference in voodoo from Haiti, and the root work of hoodoo from the American South. So this is a segment that I would like to touch on so we can gain a little bit of education regarding our roots, our ancestral beginnings. It'll be a daily spiritual reconnection, a return to wisdom of our ancestors, the rhythm of the earth, and the divine energy that lives in us all. We're pulling back the veil of sacred systems that predate colonization, Christianity, and capitalism, and reminding our community that our roots are powerful, magical, and sacred. So let me know if this is something that interests you, and I will definitely go on with that segment. It's something that I was interested in personally to start researching. So I felt that if other people would like to know more about it, hear about it, learn, I'll be more than willing to share, of course, what I find. So, all right, on to our music and entertainment news. Fantasia returns to Broadway in The Color Purple musical reboot. I guess she's doing that again. So that is awesome that she's doing that again. Because her voice is just it's very soulful. I really love her voice. Donald Glover releases a surprise visual album under his Childish Gambino moniker. And Angela Bassett receives the honorary Oscar this week, finally acknowledging decades of groundbreaking performances, from What's Love Got to Do with It to her Black Panther character. In celebrity gossip today, Zendaya shuts down rumors of a secret marriage to Tom Holland with a cheeky Instagram story. Say, y'all plan my life better than I do. Well, gossip is gossip. Be happy, some people should be happy they have fans, that are worried and making up stuff about it, because that means they're doing something right, I think. Rihanna is trending again after teasing new music and a Fenty home line in her Vogue interview. And Ice Spice claps back at critics questioning her lyrics with a freestyle that went viral overnight, proving again that the Bronx has bars. Our celebrity birthdays today: Teddy Riley is 58. Sasha Obama is 24. And Tika Sumpter, she's the actress and producer known for South Side with You and The Haves and Have-Nots. She's 45 today. All right, on to our lifestyle segment. Our soul food recipe today is Southern fried cabbage. I don't know why I just put that in there, because yesterday I had a craving for some fried cabbage. Whew. And to go with that, our drink of the day is lavender lemonade, which is fresh lemon juice with a touch of honey, dried lavender flowers, and ice cold water with some ice. That sounds pretty good, though. I bet it tastes awesome. All right, and our men's health tip today: men, strengthen your core with planks. A strong core supports better posture, reduces back pain, and helps prevent injuries. And once again, I'm going to say, like I say all the time, men, go to the doctor. Get a checkup. Women's health tip today: please practice breast self-exams monthly. October, is breast cancer month. So make it a habit all year round to do until you're of age to, start getting your mammograms and things like that. Please make sure you do your monthly breast exams. All right, relationship advice for today. For couples, reignite your connection with a tech-free talk night. Spend an hour of undivided attention on each other. Talk about whatever's on your mind, whatever's bothering you, what you think you can work on, even plan a date night. Friendships, don't just wait for your friend's birthday. Check in just because. It builds trust and softens distance between people. Because I have friends that are far and wide, but we talk all the time. We check on each other all the time. And, you have to realize we're there for each other all the time. So I'm grateful for my friends, my sisters. Family, set boundaries with love. Speak honesty without any guilt, and respect doesn't require silence. So get it out. I know family will piss you off more and quicker than anybody else, but say what you have to say nicely and with respect, but with love. Sometimes tough love is what we need. All right, our tech tip of the day is, what is an API? An API is application programming interface. An API lets different software systems talk to each other. For example, when you log into a website using your Google or Facebook credentials, there's an API at work. So APIs are how you streamline services without rebuilding the wheel. Our finance tip of the day, I'm bringing this one back up because I actually was asked to. Emergency funds 101. Emergency funds is money saved for unexpected life events, job loss, medical bills, car repairs, government shutdown. Let's just say I'll just throw that one in there. Experts recommend saving 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Start small, even $10 a week builds a cushion. Store it in a high yield savings account for accessibility. Remember, those high yield savings accounts were the ones with the high interest that accrue not yearly like some do. But I know what experts are recommending saving 3 to 6 months, but a lot of people can't do that. A lot of us are living paycheck to paycheck or receiving monthly, income that is pretty much tied up just so you can survive. It is good to have a cushion. So you put away as much as you can when you can, because you never know. And sometimes trying to get a loan or even, from family or even a bank, it's hard. It's hard. So we do what we can for those emergency funds. Don't try to stress yourself out trying to make sure you have 3 to 6 months because that's what society says. You do what you can do. People can only do what they can do. So, but I did just want to put that in your ear with everything that's going on in the world. Try to, have your little mad money aside, every now and then, for these type of such emergencies. All right. Fun fact of the day. Sloths, those ugly little, what are they? I don't know, mixed with a panda and I don't know what them things are, them long nails that be in trees that just lay around. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. Yep. A sloth can slow its heart rate and hold its breath for up to 40 minutes, while the dolphin maxes out around 10 minutes. So is that why they're always in trees just looking like they're not breathing? Or they're not breathing, they're not moving. So I don't know. That's why they so slow, I guess. All right, fun holiday of the day. Today is National Black Cat Day. So black cats are often misunderstood, but symbolize protection, magic, and mystery in many cultures. So celebrate by adopting, donating to a rescue, or just showing off your midnight colored baby online. A lot of people say that they're janky or they bring you bad luck or whatever, but I think black cats are cute either way. All right, our quote of the day is "Don't wait for opportunity, create it yourself," by George Bernard Shaw. All right, our horoscopes for today. We have Aries. Step into leadership today. People are looking at you. Taurus. Spend time nurturing your space. Comfort will refuel your soul. Gemini. Communication is your superpower. Use it with clarity. Cancer. Trust your gut, but don't spiral. Feel and then act. Excuse me. Leo, you're magnetic. Own the spotlight, but stay humble. Virgo, focus on systems. Organizing today brings peace tomorrow. Libra, be the peacemaker, but don't silence your truth. Scorpio, dive deep. That emotional breakthrough is trying to resurface. Sagittarius, new ideas are swirling. Write them down and explore. Capricorn, keep grinding. Results are closer than you think. Aquarius, you're the visionary. Pitch that wild idea. Someone is listening. And Pisces, let your creativity lead the way. Daydreaming is research too. I have a new segment called Fact or Fiction. And I would like to have some input on it. I mean, if you DM us or just hit us up on any social media platform and let me know what you think of these things. Now, the topic that I picked is the 30-eye atlas. I was under the impression it was something else on social media, which I have to go into that side of what I thought it was at another time. However, the 3-eye atlas, a hidden AI mapping humanity. Is it? All right, the claim is TikTok, Reddit, and fringe podcasters have been buzzing about something called the 3-eye atlas, supposedly an artificial intelligence system that quietly tracks every human decision, emotion, and movement on Earth. The rumor says 3I stands for intelligence, infrastructure, and influence. Conspiracy believers claim it's a global project linking satellites, social media data, smart devices, and biometric databases to predict or manipulate world events. Some say it was designed by a coalition of tech giants and government think tanks. Others claim it's self-aware. Now, the online storyline goes, videos under 3-eye atlas show users finding coordinates that supposedly mark energy centers, disaster zones, or portals. A few creators claim the system can predict wars and economic crashes by analyzing emotional trends online. Deep fake leaks even show dashboards that map human sentiment like the weather radar, red for anger, blue for sadness, and green for control. And of course, a sub theory says the 3-eye atlas isn't human built at all. It's an alien code discovered and repurposed. But the experts actually say no credible evidence of a program called 3-eye atlas exists in any official or leaked document. The idea mixes real technologies, predictive and analytics, emotion recognition AI, satellite tracking, into a sci-fi narrative. Researchers in data science confirm that while governments and corporations gather massive data, there is no single AI tying it all together. So the verdict: fact, predictive analytics, excuse me, and sentiment mapping AI are very real. Our digital lives are tracked and monetized daily. Fiction: there's no unified global AI called 3-eye atlas controlling humanity. The name and network are internet folklore. But the real lesson: when technology gets smarter than our policies, imagination fills in the gaps. The conspiracy isn't true, but the fear behind it, loss of privacy, manipulation, power imbalance, absolutely is. So, if an AI could map emotions of the world, would you want to see that dashboard? Or would you rather not know? So, 3-eye atlas, is it fact or fiction? Let us know. I'm challenging you all to either do your research or let's have a debate about it. All right. So right now, I would like to thank Our sponsors, we have a heartfelt thank you for you all, which are Bellow Burn Hot Sauce, spicing up your meals with bold and handcrafted heat. We also have RAS Herbals, natural healing for body, mind, and soul through herbal blends. And Calorane Candles, light your intentions with candles that soothe and elevate. So support our sponsors, and you can reach them all on the Lux Radio Network website. All right. So on tomorrow's show, we are going to celebrate your wins, your proud moments, and your breakthroughs. Whether you launched a business, landed a job, or got through a tough week, let's celebrate you, our listeners. So in closing today, Butterfly family, this is your reminder that grace lives in the reset. You're allowed to start over. Many of us have, time and time again. But most importantly, we start. We keep going. We stay focused. We forever move forward. You're allowed to choose your peace, and you're more than worthy of everything you're working towards. So reset, refocus, and rise like the royalty you are. So until tomorrow, stay fly, stay golden, stay focused. I said what I said, period.